The term marketing is kind of out of date, right? In the startup world as well as in the new business world, marketing is really thought of as just plain advertising. High growth businesses more often use the term growth to define scaling their business. And there's a big difference between marketing and growth in business. Marketing is potential, growth is actual. So where you might hire a marketing manager or a marketing agency and they might successfully put your brand or your message or your company in front of just a large target audience using something like pay-per-click online ads or magazine ads or radio or TV or whatever it is that they're specialists at. And then they tell you what an amazing job that they're doing because there's just so many potential people who saw your message. But that doesn't, in fact, it rarely converts to profitability for any company. Growth, however, gets far more realistic because it looks at everything from prospect to net dollars in your bank account. Real important to understand. For example, growth is not just about spreading your message, but it's about spreading it to the right audience in the right volume at the right time. And then driving them back to your phone number or to your storefront or to your website. And then walking them through whatever sales process that you have that converts them from a prospect into a buyer. And then possibly upselling them so that their average order value or their day one order value is as high as possible. And then it onboards them as a new customer so that they feel like they get more value than they're paying for and so that they know how to consume your product. And maybe it also shows them how to contact your company so that they don't feel left in the dark. But it doesn't stop there. Growth also encourages them to maybe leave you a good review online or refer a friend or come back soon and purchase more from you. Because growth is about all the actions that drive bottom line revenue. And more often I see smart companies discussing growth as opposed to just marketing. Because marketing is really just a piece of the whole growth equation. And smart entrepreneurs are getting far more intelligent and holding every marketing effort accountable to certain numbers, because that's the only way to turn a marketing campaign into a bottom line growth campaign for your business. And they're also getting far more intelligent about the numbers that they're tracking because let's just say paying an agency $1 million or $100,000 or $10,000 or even just $150 to market something for you means nothing to your bottom line if it does not get the right message in front of the right audience and then build a bond with that audience so that it assists them in making a trusted purchase from you. And then at least begins the process of converting that new customer into a crusader for your brand. And the metrics that we use for marketing and growth, they're considerably different. As you could imagine, right? Marketing is one little thing. Growth really takes a lot of other things into consideration. So a marketing metric might be the number of clicks on a pay-per-click ad or the number of phone calls from any other kind of marketing effort. Whereas a growth metric would actually follow that dollar from the time that it leaves your bank account to pay for whatever marketing message that you're paying for, all the way back to how long it takes for that dollar plus a little bit of profit to come back into your bank account and stay there so that it can be used to further grow your company. Big difference, right? So the next time you're sitting down with your marketing manager or with a marketing agency that you hired and they start confusing you with numbers that have nothing to do with answering the question about how long it takes for today's marketing dollars to clearly be tracked back into your business's bank account. In fact, the next time somebody starts giving you some convoluted numbers that distract you from understanding exactly when you profit from the dollars you spend today on your marketing that they did for you, the moment they start confusing you, shut that conversation down and force them to make it extremely simple for you to understand and to clearly see on paper when profit actually reaches your bank account. So if you spend $100 today, when does that $100 translate into revenue and wind up back in your bank account? Because growth has nothing to do with just spreading your message. That's a lie. Growth has to do with predictably scaling a company, which requires two very important things, right? The very first thing is clearly defined metrics that you understand and that are extremely accurate, right? You have to understand them and they have to be extremely accurate. And the second is profit coming back into your bank account, so that you can keep increasing spend and keep increasing reach so you can reach more and more people with your message and keep expanding your team and your product line and your service to customers in a better way. Now, I am well aware that there's a lot of branding experts and marketing agencies and advertising gurus who are going to friggin' argue with about everything that I just said in this episode. And if you don't agree with what I said here, then definitely tell me in the comments, because I challenge anyone who questions this, because no successful business person has ever grown without being able to make accurate decisions quickly when it comes to where to put marketing dollars. And the only way to know that is to have extremely clear metrics showing us how quickly money returns into our bank account from each marketing dollar spent. And by the way, I've worked with some amazingly talented marketing agencies, so I'm not saying anything bad about them, but after tracking millions of dollars, I can tell you that the most effective people in that industry are always those who have the simplest metrics to track dollars out to dollars in. But if you're in bed with a marketing agency right now who confuses the freaking hell out of you every time they talk to you, or if you have people on your team helping you spread a message that is not profitable for your company, then I feel your frustration, man. I really do. I have absolutely felt your pain in the past. And my best advice to you is to have a come to Jesus meeting with them today, right? Like right now, and work with them to deliver daily metrics that are crystal clear on exactly when you become profitable from every dollar you invest in marketing through them. Very, very clear. And the process of getting clear with that will transform your company from a marketing-focused company to a growth-focused company. And the amount you scale after that will literally amaze you.